Hey guys, my name's Maz and I'm the founder of the Fitness Freedom Flow. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If not, welcome back. So today's vlog is going to be about post-comp blues. Don't mind me. I seriously, I just finished my fasted morning cardio and had a late brunch because I get to sleep in now, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't exactly look exactly spectacular, so oops. But hey, keeping it real. So yeah, today I just wanted to talk about the post-comp blues because it is something that I knew, especially speaking to other competitors prior to me going into my first competition, that this was to be expected. You will never look as good as you do on stage. Like it's not sustainable. So I was really cautious of this, but I will admit, even though I knew about it, the first week was a little bit tough for me, and like just worrying that I would blow up, because you do hear a lot of stories of girls coming into comp and then blowing up. So just wanted to talk a little bit about that. And yeah, if you do enjoy my vlog, don't forget to give it a massive thumbs up if you haven't already, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. And if you too have also competed and have any thoughts or any feedback, I'd love to hear other people's journeys and how they've been able to deal with post-comp. I'd love to hear from you. So I just got back to Australia. It's my second day back here, and I finally jumped on the scales for the first time since comp, and I'm actually pretty stoked, pretty happy that I only gained 3.5 kilos, especially coming off 2 weeks in Bali straight after comp. So I will say though, I was a bit conscious, because I knew coming off my first comp, you know, I had to be wary about reverse dieting, and you know, I couldn't just go back to being normal straight away. I hear so many stories of girls blowing up and everything straight after comp, so I was really scared that that would happen to me. So my coach, the coach Cody, he did put me on a reverse diet, which I thought would be pretty simple to do in Bali, but it was actually not that easy. I kept within my calories, but it was really hard to get my protein intake up while I was over there. Like every time you would order a meal with like chicken or anything, you'd get some like 2 skewers with like 20 grams of chicken. Like, I swear, I spent a lot of money because I was started to order a lot of appetizers that just involved me just trying to get my protein intake up. So it was actually quite difficult, but the main thing I did do was keep within my calories, which coming off comp, Cody had me on 1500. So I think I was 1400 the first week, and then 1500 the next week. So that was coming off, you know, peak week being at like 890 calories. So at first, I will admit, like the first few days in Bali, like my stomach just bloated tons. Like I felt and looked pregnant. It felt like my stomach was gonna pop. I wasn't sure if that was the food in Bali or me coming off comp. Like, it's not so bad now, but it was pretty scary, should I say, because I was in bikinis the whole time. I was a little self-conscious, knowing that, you know, the week before I was looking pretty good. But I have spoken to a few other girls that didn't go on holidays post-comp, and they've also bloated too, so it is something you do have to be a little bit conscious of. I stayed pretty conscious in Bali with what I was eating. I wasn't drinking heavily. There are a lot of days I didn't drink at all, which is not normal for me. Usually I'm on holidays and I'm drinking every day. But my birthday, I'll admit, I got drunk. But apart from that, everything was in moderation. I was training quite a bit. The second week there, I was a little bit sick, so I laid off on training, and plus it was hard to find a proper gym as well, so I made do with what I had. at the time as well. But pretty stoked it's not so bad. It does get a bit tough because you don't look anywhere, like so quickly after comp, you don't look anywhere like you did when you were on stage, which coming in I knew was normal, but still going through the emotions of it all does, you know, take its toll a little bit on that. I will say, like being in comp, I knew, I was told like my only downfall was that I didn't come in lean enough, but in saying that, I'm pretty happy with what I accomplished, because coming from where I was prior to comp, and being 25 kilos down is like a massive accomplishment. And so now for season B, I'm more about being more prepared and being able to do it, because now I don't have such a long way to go as I did for my first comp. So I'm excited to see where I'm at for that. But I've spoken to a lot of girls in regards to post-comp, and you know, it is tough. The first couple of days you're just like pigging out, eating whatever, which I'll admit I did, to a point where I made myself nearly sick. But it wasn't so bad, I suppose, because I was flexible dieting and it wasn't that strict. I think it was just the last 2 weeks before comp where I did have a lot of restrictions that I just felt like I needed to eat everything. So I don't know how other people do it that are restricted for like months on end, because I could never have done it that way. So now that I've experienced my first competition, moving forward, my advice is just to keep in mind and drill it into your mind that you will not look the way you did on stage. It is completely unsustainable. There is no way you could peak week every week. You'll never look that good. But in saying that, you will up a few kilos depending on how crazy you eat and indulge afterwards. But you know, you didn't work that hard to come that far just to let it all go. Do you know what I mean? Like, consider it like a lifestyle. Yeah, you won't look as good as you were on stage, but you want to be able to maintain that. So just being conscious of that, I think, would really help. And just remember that after comp, just to keep it in moderation. Don't use the excuse like I did, like I worked so hard, this is fine, this is fine, this is fine, and just eat. But like, you know how hard you work, so you know how easy as well it is to lose all of that. And if you weigh it up, the amount of work that you did to get to where you were is just not worth letting it all go just for what, feeling guilty and stuffing your face and just feeling guilty because you don't look as good as you were on stage. And you know, it's just really not worth it, and psychologically it's really not worth it. So I'm prepared for the next comp and how to deal with that afterwards. It's not going to be so bad. Again, I'm pretty lucky that I only gained 3.5 kilos after Bali. I was expecting it to be a lot more. But back to the grind now, and let's see where I'm at. I'm actually excited to get back into it and you know, keep within my macros and be able to have access to the food that I love. Like, I miss chicken and broccoli so much. Actually, while I was away, I could not wait to get back here and like have a decent steak as well and get some protein into me. You don't realize just how good we have it until you do leave and go somewhere else where the things that we have every day are not so easily accessible. So totally excited. Season B is coming up. Got a couple of comps in a few months, so back to the grind. And this time, because I don't have such a long way to go, I'm excited to see where I end up. So if you do like my vlog, don't forget to give it a big massive thumbs up, and if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to follow my journey down below.